details you've been working on coming off of that last game? Coach Riley kind of emphasized that earlier this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same details we always practice. You know, the big thing is making sure that guys understand that, you know, a play that's finished without you making a tackle should feel like a surprise to you. I mean, that creating that mindset amongst 11 guys on the field, you know, that you're not going to be the extra one. There's some frustrating moments, you know, you get the ball completed in front of you and then it turns into an explosive play against you. Well, that's obviously bad ball. And so we got to make sure that, you know, our anticipation, if we're in zone coverage or man coverage, that, as we say, our spot's a starting point. If I'm dropping to a spot, that's not where I finish the play. I'm going to finish on a ball carrier and or with the football. There's only two options. There's not a third version of a football play where you're not needed. And so we just got to make sure that you know, every single snap that we take, that there's an approach about us that says we have to make a play on that down. The ball should never surprise us, whether it's thrown to my man, whether it's thrown to my zone, or if I'm needed in the run game in a particular gap. So no, the emphasis doesn't change. You know, could it be in some cases it becomes a little bit more of a real, you know, realism to the guy now because he's missing on national television and we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. You know, that maybe some of those coaching points are real, and you hate to think you're going to learn in some of those environments that way that you couldn't get done on the practice field in the first 6 games. But no, the tape's the tape, and so we got to make sure that we do a better job coaching.
Did you feel like the guys were where they needed to be on that 2-point conversion play? Is that kind of an example of what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you do a good job in coverage. That's what you're going to buy. That can't surprise us, you know. And one of the things we talk about in the defensive front, this isn't new, is you can't rush past the quarterback, you know. So that's part of it, you know. So you got to decide, are you going to cover people or not cover people? And when you cover and do a nice job that way, and then you got someone. Then once he obviously breaks the line of scrimmage, then it's all hands on deck and 11 guys going to it and missed an opportunity there, you know. And obviously a good player at quarterback, and it's 3 yards. So, you know, if he's got a clean path there, you try to cover the front so he can't, you know, get vertical on you as fast as he was able to. So a lot of things to learn from that. Obviously a missed opportunity for us.
You guys have been really good at creating sacks, none last week. Yeah. What were some of those things that led to kind of that problem?
Yeah, I mean, I think credit goes to the opponent. They did a nice job. You know, that's you got to start there when it's true, right? And I think in this case it certainly was quality opponent. And Utah does a good job, and they had for a long time from an offensive standpoint and that staff from an O-line standpoint. And then you look at it, you know, where there's opportunities that we missed. You know, we're in the backfield, or we're a click late. You know, the film suggests there are several instances where we're click late, which then means you got to do a better job on the back end. You know, making sure that you make that quarterback holding on for, you know, we're talking fractions of a second in some instances. And so no, it's all 11 that creates sacks. You know, and that's obviously not 100% truism. You know, sometimes it's just a singular effort and he gets home. But, you know, so often it's the extra effort on the front because you did such a good job on the back end. In some of those instances, you know, the ball comes out quick. Then if the ball comes out quick, we got to do a good job getting it tackled and on to the next play. So, no, it's a combination of those things. We got to do a better job in coverage to make the quarterback hold on to the football. And we got to make sure that we're winning some one-on-ones. And we can't be okay just saying, oh, shucks, we're close. You know, we got to get there faster. It's just that's the nature of it.
When there's one guy, the tight end was just kind of being over.
Yeah.
How do you balance all out with him and kind of staying with what you're doing?
Well, you mix it. I mean, if you looked at it, there's zone, and then they catch a 4-yard pass, and you got to go tackle it. When the 4-yard pass turns into 19, then there's an issue. It doesn't matter who catches the football. You know, is he making people miss, or are we just not tackling him? And again, credit to that individual player because he does a real nice job. And then it's man coverage. Okay, well, we got to win a one-on-one. And then it's 2-man where you got safety help over top and the linebacker running with it. So if it was one thing, then you say, well, we shouldn't have done that one thing. If it's everything, then we got to look at it through the lens of we got to make sure that we win some of those battles. And some of that, again, let's go back to the 11-man football. Is we got to get home. You know, we can't allow the quarterback to put in all the money every single time. And he makes plays, and that's going to happen. But certainly the most frustrating ones are the ones that are caught in front of you. You know, you say, limit the game, go make a tackle, let's go next snap. And now it's 1st and 10, and it's 20 yards upfield. So that can't happen. You can't play good defense that way. And we understand that, and unfortunately we put it on tape, and and we got the result we got because of it.
How have the guys done handling all those points this week? How's it looked this week in terms of what you?
No, I think good. I mean, what you can't do is you can't take 60, 70-some odd reps on Saturday and then say all the reps the 6 games before didn't happen. I mean, that's just not the appropriate thing to do. However, we do believe in one-game evaluations. Okay, let's stick to, was it good enough? No. Thumbs down. What was the coverage good enough? No. Was the pass rush good enough? No. And then we got to, as coaches, making sure that we put the onus back on us is from a preparation standpoint. Is there anything that way? And then all you're trying to do is be better for it, because the worst thing that can happen is obviously not get the outcome that you want. Say you're close and say, oh, we'll just be better next time. That's not our approach. And so, but on the same token, we don't. Let's fire everybody on the field and let's start other people. And if you need to do that, you do that, obviously. But let's change everything. No, there's some real instances where we got guys in position. We got, okay, how can we help them make the play? And so no, it's not time for panic mode, but it's also time to get better results.
Did anything change for you post game, like watching film? Did you watch film earlier after a tough loss like that, or did anything change?
Immediately. And they get us on our iPad, and no, you're within the 10 minutes I got the thing on your iPad, you watch that thing on the bus. It's just because it stings, it burns, and you work your tail off. And these guys do, and the coaching staff does, and we understand the expectations of USC. And then we understand when we don't get the outcomes that we want, that it's on us. And we take ownership in it, as we tell the guys. If we own it, then we have a chance to do something about it. If we point fingers and we make excuses or do the, well, maybe we were close or this should have happened, and so we feel better. We don't feel good right now. We don't. And then I guess the double-edged sword of a bye week is we don't have to feel good. We don't have to flip the script. We're not over it. We're competitors. That's just what it is. But yeah, to your point, but guess what? On the bus, it's too late. And so you lick your wounds and on to the next one. All right, thank you all.
Thanks, Alex.